Oh my god, I think I just got a job. I cannot stop smiling. Tomorrow I'm going to Norway. Last summer of 2024, I was laid off from my job that I had for the last 4 years. And it took me until this point, about 1 year later, to get a full-time job. Today is another day. Okay. If you have watched some of my older videos, I basically made a series about this, documenting that entire journey and the days that followed until I actually I think I just got a job. I had the job for about 7 months and then I lost the job and then I was unemployed again. That put me at a very dark spot, if I'm going to be honest. And it's so crazy because when you do have a full-time job, all you kind of want is free time, because obviously having a full-time job takes up a lot of time, and what you lack is the free time. When you're unemployed, you have too much free time, and what you lack is money. So, the ideal world would be something between. I have not done this in 5 years. I finally bought a new computer. Welcome to Mac. Just feels like a very... They low-key shipped me the wrong computer. The easiest way to get any job is through someone you know. I have not gotten any of my jobs through someone I know in the past. I literally have just applied and been good enough or been lucky enough. I am basically a photo editor for Kim Kardashian's warehouse slash wardrobe. My sister-in-law, her friend who works there, reached out to her manager. The next week, her manager calls, or she leaves me a voicemail and just asks, hey, are you still interested? We can schedule an interview. I call her back. We schedule it for the next day. At this point, I don't know that much about the position. I had an interview and I was very lucky because she loved me. I've had a lot of interviews and some I do really well, some I don't do that well. And at that point, I was kind of like, I don't know, I was just really discouraged about getting any job, so I didn't have any hopes about it. I ended up having the second interview the same day, and I also had a photo assignment. She also really liked me, and then after that interview, she literally was like, I'm gonna be very transparent, like, me and this other person loved you, and we want to give you an offer. And I was kind of like, what? I couldn't believe it. And then she told me that they were gonna write me an offer the next day. So here's the thing, I didn't hear anything the next day. The Monday comes and I don't hear anything, and I was like, what's happening? She got back to me and was like, hey, we are just interviewing some more candidates. I'll let you know when I have an answer. And I was like, what? 2 or 3 weeks later, she calls me randomly and she just like, hey, sorry it took so long. We want to give you an offer. So that's kind of just how I got the job. And then now, today, I worked there for like 3 weeks. And then tomorrow, I'm going to Norway. And I'm going to be working there for like half the time. That I'm not putting in the DJI wireless charger and battery. The good thing with this job is that it's pretty flexible in terms of when I work. I am basically trying to finish work for today and for the first day when I get to Norway, in case I'm so tired and I'm so jet lagged. The one good thing about going on an international trip is that you have a lot of time to do boring stuff. currently lost.
I'm gonna tell you that I love you 100 times a day.
Et soverom. Men ja, mange gjør det. Vi måtte Good morning. It is not morning. At the time when I'm filming this, it's actually 3 p.m. The first thing to figure out when it comes to getting a job is knowing what you want. And I am not saying you need to know exactly the position and job you want, but you sort of need to know which direction you are going to go. One direction is more of a corporate climbing the ladder type of path where, yes, you can make a lot of money, but those types of roles typically involve maybe you needed to go to the school for it. Maybe you need several years of experience. Maybe you need to start from the bottom and then get promoted and then just work really hard for a certain company or for a very specific role. For other people, work is more just solely the thing that they make money from, and then they have a very separate life. If you want something very specific, it's easier to, I guess, search for roles because you are only searching for that specific position and nothing else. It's also easier to tailor your resume and your portfolio and work on those skills because you are only looking for one type of position. Throughout my career, I've been a video editor first, and then a videographer, and then I guess, content creator. So it's all in the creative of like making videos, but I have also worn a lot of hats. I've done a lot of different things in a lot of different industries and niches, which can be a good and a bad thing. The downside about it though is that I don't really express myself as an expert. The next thing that is important is to spend your time wisely. When you are unemployed, you have so much time, probably too much time on your hands, and you don't know what to do about it. Ideally, if you can apply every day, yes, because you need to get out of this situation. However, I understand how exhausting and discouraging it is. If you're applying to so many jobs that there's no quality in like the application you are giving them, then maybe you need to have a break. Another thing I would do is to make sure I always have all my stuff updated. When you do apply to jobs, you have a much higher chance of getting a job if the listing was recently posted. I would say within a week. Anything more, I would say they are probably not actively actually hiring, or your chances are just like so low because there are so many other people who have already applied. My Apple interview, I literally had the interview the day after I applied, and I applied when the listing opened. Now, if you do end up getting the interview, first of all, congrats, that's huge. Like, getting an interview is hard, and if you know, you know. Number two, the first thing I would do is start prepping ASAP. Look over the job listing, the role you are applying for. Read everything you can about it and truly understand what they are looking for. I would also research the company, their social media. Definitely go in with an open mind, even though you might not be the most stoked about this position. You are going to learn something, and those skills are very valuable because not only will you grow as a person and learn new skills, but you'll be forced to be put in a situation where you're not as comfortable because you don't know that much, or it might not be something you absolutely love. It's like school. A lot of people don't love school, but you have to do it, and you learn how to do something you don't want to do. You learn a lot about adversity and resilience, and you learn also what you actually do like and what you don't like. During the interview, I would ask questions that they would need to answer that helps you for the next interview. What does an ideal candidate look like? What are those skills? I've had so many different jobs with so many different people, and I've gone through the whole thing about being unemployed, trying to get a job so many times that I feel at least I have some experience that I can talk about. Okay, so last night slash this morning, my old boss, she texted me and she was like, "Hi, are you interested in filming a video for James's concert in downtown LA in a few hours?" Obviously, I'm here in Norway, so it's not gonna work, but it would have been so cool. Okay, so it's basically my old boss is James Fauntleroy. He is a Grammy award winning songwriter and producer. He has worked with Kendrick Lamar, Beyonce. He has gotten Grammys for like really big albums. He also co-wrote Die With A Smile with Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga. I wish I worked closer with just James. I always liked him. I was always inspired by him, obviously. Not just his skills and, his awards, but his mindset. And he's a really cool and chill guy, but also very talented and hardworking. Having a full-time job is so important. It's one of the biggest aspects of our adult lives, and if you want to be independent, if you want to be a grown-up, you want to have your own place and want to be able to save to actually travel and buy the things you want in life, you need a full-time job to make that type of money. Because it's so important, that also puts a lot of pressure on us, because if you lose it, you lose a lot of money, and suddenly all your goals will be pushed months, if not years. When I didn't have a full-time job, I really struggled to do anything in life. I struggled to be happy because I wasn't able to afford doing anything. I wasn't really able to hang with friends, and I hated when people asked me out because I couldn't really do anything. And I feel when you're an adult, a lot of people really want to spend money. So with that comes a lot of pressure to get a full-time job, to be able to keep it, and have a job that does not drive you crazy, and a job that pays you decent. And because of the high pressure of having a full-time job, it is so important to set yourself up for success. Now, what do I mean with that? You want to do the things that makes your job easier to do. Health is one, so that could be your nutrition, what you eat, how often you eat, what you put in your body. Another thing that is important is to invest in yourself and invest in the things that, again, will make your job easier. And one of the things you are looking at is this. This was an investment for me because I needed to work while I was in Norway, aka where I am right now. I didn't have Portable Max. So I was like, well, in order to keep my job or to get the job, if I need to invest a computer, that is what I need to do. And yes, 2000 is a lot of money, but if I didn't do that and I didn't have the job, it would be $0. So that is how I look at this investment. Also, I have wanted this for years. Obviously, I do creative stuff and I need something powerful, and I am so happy that this is portable as well, because now I can work from different locations. And I just needed to upgrade my iMac that I used because it's getting old and I am not slowing down when it comes to content. To you, this might not be that investment. What might be important to you is maybe really, really comfortable shoes. If you stand on your feet a lot, so if you had to pay $200 to have a good pair of shoes so that you feel better at work, then that is that investment for you. Good morning. Today is Thursday, and it's actually the last day of working while being here in Norway. First, when I got this job, I was kind of bummed that I had to work because this is such precious time, but it actually turned out to be a good thing. It's honestly been the perfect schedule. Choosing my own hours, being able to hang with friends, and also do work when I have nothing to do. I mean, that's to me an ideal situation. I definitely understand that this is not something everyone is able to do, but I wanted to still document and talk about it so that people know that it is possible and sort of how I've been able to navigate this job with my vacation and with a lot of new changes. Even though I've been very privileged to have a job that is remote and work like from a different country, it also requires a lot of discipline, a lot of time management. This video started with me getting the job that I currently have. I'm super grateful for being given this opportunity, but the truth is that it is not permanent. It's not long term. It's basically done once the project is done. So that puts me in a very vulnerable position. I basically had to go back to the market and start hunting again, which I did not have much luck with. Regardless of how my future might look, what I'm taking with me is this. It's what I've learned, being able to become resilient, adaptable, and tackle any task that I get with a positive mindset. The hard truth is that your job is not guaranteed. Money is not guaranteed. The only thing that is guaranteed is that change will happen. So, what you do about those changes and the things that happen to you is truly up to you.